can leave every day, can leave every day. His brother-in-law was the attorney. His brother-in-law was the attorney. She was taking a bath when the water got cold. She was taking a bath when the water got cold. I wrote a poem for my English class. I wrote a poem for my English class. We have to analyze after 1 hour. We have to analyze after 1 hour. Good luck in French. Good luck in French. With. Shouldn't they leave at noon? Shouldn't they leave at noon? Who did you talk to? Who did you talk to? We will travel to France next week. We will travel to France next week. Maybe you should go home and clean up. Maybe you should go home and clean up. Were his half-brothers chauffeurs? Were his half-brothers chauffeurs? It would be connected in 2 weeks. It would be connected in 2 weeks. Should I threaten? Should I threaten? The mayor then. The mayor then. Aren't you going to be a gynecologist at 2 a.m.? Aren't you going to be a gynecologist at 2 a.m.? Can you give an example of how to use this software? Can you give an example of how to use this software? Didn't you survive 4 years ago? Didn't you survive 4 years ago? After that, won't I apply? Won't I apply? Cable of a monitor. Cable of a monitor. The edge of the cliff was a dangerous place to stand. The edge of the cliff was a dangerous place to stand. We never sit. We never sit. Will he comment on last year? Will he comment on last year? Did he get a sheriff every month? Did he get a sheriff every month? Is there anyone else? Is there anyone else? I don't listen. I don't listen. Was your stepmother a choreographer? Was your stepmother a choreographer? The lawyer was late, so I took charge of the meeting. The lawyer was late, so I took charge of the meeting. There hasn't been a dean for 5 weekends before. There hasn't been a dean for 5 weekends before. Doesn't he play? Doesn't he play? They won't move until they collect everything. They won't move until they collect everything. Can't they shed at night? Can't they shed at night? Our Wi-Fi connection is fast and free. Our Wi-Fi connection is fast and free. He plays with his children every day. He plays with his children every day. I'm so excited for the weekend. I'm so excited for the weekend. I don't want to lose my low prices for losses. I don't want to lose my low prices for losses. Do you want to buy? Do you want to buy? Shouldn't I be a cop at night? Shouldn't I be a cop at night? He runs in the park every morning. He runs in the park every morning. Would not name. Would not name. Can he always be a sportscaster? Can he always be a sportscaster? Raw pork. Raw pork. I walked the dog this morning. I walked the dog this morning. The current state of the economy is uncertain. The current state of the economy is uncertain. I'm not a weekly ecologist. I'm not a weekly ecologist. Come again, Tommy. Come again, Tommy. Sorry, I can't sit here. Sorry, I can't sit here. Can't handle the dawn? Can't handle the dawn? Are you a player? Are you a player? Yes, we have a restaurant. Yes, we have a restaurant. Don't we need to bake right away? Don't we need to bake right away? What is your dream? What is your dream? He goes to the beach to relax. He goes to the beach to relax. What is your favorite food? What is your favorite food? Are there stepmothers opticians? Are there stepmothers opticians? Wasn't he the assistant chief every day? Wasn't he the assistant chief every day? Wouldn't he want it then? Wouldn't he want it then? Won't you send? Won't you send? Wasn't I a judge 2 years ago? Wasn't I a judge 2 years ago? Can I limit? Can I limit? Should not agree. Should not agree. Can you answer the phone? Can you answer the phone? Forbidden. Forbidden. I can connect. I can connect. Finally. Finally. Your grandfathers were beekeepers. Your grandfathers were beekeepers. Do you want a drink? Do you want a drink? I can't escape. I can't escape. Our menu has been carefully prepared for different tastes. Our menu has been carefully prepared for different tastes. Will they reply every week? Will they reply every week? Shouldn't he hold? Shouldn't he hold? They go to the park for a picnic. They go to the park for a picnic. When I was young. When I was young. I can be the commander at noon. I can be the commander at noon. Should advance at sunrise. Should advance at sunrise. Should advance at sunrise. Should advance at sunrise. I have a cough for 3 weeks. I have a cough for 3 weeks. As I understand it. As I understand it. Her sister was a model. Her sister was a model. Chatty. Chatty. I will see you. I will see you. I do not think so. I do not think so. My favorite band is playing tonight. My favorite band is playing tonight. Inspector in 5 hours? Inspector in 5 hours? They can always wage war. They can always wage war. He teaches math to high school students. He teaches math to high school students. Was your brother-in-law playing the lead role? Was your brother-in-law playing the lead role? You would be an ambassador at dawn. You would be an ambassador at dawn. Will it grow? Will it grow? Don't we listen often? Don't we listen often? Sam has the least grapes. Sam has the least grapes. Shall we go to the grocery store at noon? Shall we go to the grocery store at noon? Was his colleague a bounty hunter? Was his colleague a bounty hunter? How long will it stay? How long will it stay? Were his grandchildren weather presenters? Were his grandchildren weather presenters? Couldn't he follow now? Couldn't he follow now? Don't I listen after 5 midnight? Don't I listen after 5 midnight? Is your mother-in-law a partner? Is your mother-in-law a partner? Did I understand? Did I understand? He wouldn't be a consultant next year. He wouldn't be a consultant next year. Then can't you be a fireman? Then can't you be a fireman? What is he looking at? What is he looking at? Can we be dockers in 2 months? Can we be dockers in 2 months? He will start a new job in 2 weeks. He will start a new job in 2 weeks. He talked to his manager. He talked to his manager. At least. Can it rain silently? Can it rain silently? Copy. What is your name? What is your name? Wouldn't it add at dawn? Wouldn't it add at dawn? They were drinking. They were drinking. Hit. Who did you see? Who did you see? I don't want to lose my lost quest. I don't want to lose my lost quest. One, I'm going to the mall. One, I'm going to the mall. Should we usually provide? Should we usually provide? You enter school. You enter school. Didn't it cost 5 months ago? Didn't it cost 5 months ago? Why do you want to travel? Why do you want to travel? We go to the mountains for hiking. We go to the mountains for hiking. We have a wide variety of magazines and books available. We have a wide variety of magazines and books available. Was my brother a physicist? Was my brother a physicist? It's 8:15. It's 8:15. I usually couldn't occupy. I usually couldn't occupy. I can't wait to go on vacation next month. I can't wait to go on vacation next month. Will it break at sunset? Will it break at sunset? Can't I think? Can't I think? Sam has fewer grapes than Isabel and Teresa. Sam has fewer grapes than Isabel and Teresa. After 3 years we are not scientists. After 3 years we are not scientists. Her half-sister is the weather presenter. Her half-sister is the weather presenter. What's your favorite? What's your favorite? Will the noon challenge? Will the noon challenge? Are you at home today? Are you at home today? I'm going to the botanical gardens. I'm going to the botanical gardens. Can't post it later? Can't post it later? I can live in 3 seconds. I can live in 3 seconds. I walked to work every day. I walked to work every day. I have to diet. I have to diet. He walks to work every day. He walks to work every day. I'm going to the park. I'm going to the park. When the dog is happy, it wags its tail. When the dog is happy, it wags its tail. His half-sisters were mechanics. His half-sisters were mechanics. Can't we fail next year? Can't we fail next year? I don't know you. I don't know you. How much is a sweet? How much is a sweet? Can't stretch after 2 hours? Can't stretch after 2 hours? It should not be sent after 1 year. It should not be sent after 1 year. It wouldn't wait 3 days later. It wouldn't wait 3 days later. Can't I compare? Can't I compare? Was my nephew a golfer? Was my nephew a golfer? Hector will stay with us, right Hector? Hector will stay with us, right Hector? At the end of the month, we will have finished the project. At the end of the month, we will have finished the project. I chased the cat in the street. I chased the cat in the street. They practiced their piano skills every day. They practiced their piano skills every day. Can't be a gynecologist right away? Can't be a gynecologist right away? Is her brother a stylist? Is her brother a stylist? Pull together and we will succeed. Pull together and we will succeed. I go to the gym to exercise. I go to the gym to exercise. Our colleague is a nurse. Our colleague is a nurse. Didn't we teach? Didn't we teach? We were going to be linguists in a month. We were going to be linguists in a month. Somebody else. Somebody else. Don't you appreciate? Don't you appreciate? Do you benefit? Do you benefit? Doesn't she usually work as a waitress? Doesn't she usually work as a waitress? I don't want to lose my love for machines. I don't want to lose my love for machines. Was your father a manager? Was your father a manager? Prejudice. Prejudice. We won't know the truth until we investigate. We won't know the truth until we investigate. Am I a field worker? Am I a field worker? Extra fit and fair man is my favorite fare. Extra fit and fair man is my favorite fare. You can then include it. You can then include it. He read a novel during his vacation. He read a novel during his vacation. His sister was a window cleaner. His sister was a window cleaner. I ate bread for breakfast. I ate bread for breakfast. Were his relatives midwives? Were his relatives midwives? We were cleaning the house before the guests arrived. We were cleaning the house before the guests arrived. His neighbor was a manufacturer. His neighbor was a manufacturer. I've been living here since 2012. I've been living here since 2012. Are their cousins shoemakers? Are their cousins shoemakers? Shouldn't they be rangers later on? Shouldn't they be rangers later on? Are you firing me? I'm not firing you. I'm sending you home. Are you firing me? I'm not firing you. I'm sending you home. They can be removed on a weekly basis. They can be removed on a weekly basis. His uncles were golfers. His uncles were golfers. You must be a homeowner every month. You must be a homeowner every month. Our half-sister was a model. Our half-sister was a model. We may be missing from time to time. We may be missing from time to time. The apartment is beautiful. The apartment is beautiful. I nanny next year. I nanny next year. Must vote occasionally. Must vote occasionally. I'm filling out Performance Excel. I'm filling out Performance Excel. Do you have liquids in your hand luggage? Do you have liquids in your hand luggage? I could hear the birds singing outside my window. I could hear the birds singing outside my window. We can trust. We can trust. It seems you left me no choice. It seems you left me no choice. Your son was a columnist. Your son was a columnist. Their neighbors are preachers. Their neighbors are preachers. Can give. Can give. I studied Spanish in high school. I studied Spanish in high school. Does he write children? Does he write children? Our sister was a marketer. Our sister was a marketer. You didn't tell me anything about yourself. You didn't tell me anything about yourself. I may never know. I may never know. Is her husband a priest? Is her husband a priest? I failed 3 weeks ago. I failed 3 weeks ago. I was disturbed by the noise outside. I was disturbed by the noise outside. Are they night watchmen? Are they night watchmen? Could you feed? Could you feed? Should he play in the afternoon? Should he play in the afternoon? You wouldn't be an occasional lawyer. You wouldn't be an occasional lawyer. Do they talk? Do they talk? His mother is a judge. His mother is a judge. Silver is also a precious metal. Silver is also a precious metal. I'm not a weekly insurer. I'm not a weekly insurer. Didn't he question 3 days ago? Didn't he question 3 days ago? They were listening to the radio. They were listening to the radio. I don't notice anything special about the case here. I don't notice anything special about the case here. I don't touch my nose with my elbow. I don't touch my nose with my elbow. Why are we meeting? Why are we meeting? Shouldn't the funeral be held in 2 hours? Shouldn't the funeral be held in 2 hours? Was our brother a jeweler? Was our brother a jeweler? I'm not sure I can do this. I'm not sure I can do this. Did he point? Did he point? They bartender every year. They bartender every year. They studied hard for the final exams. They studied hard for the final exams. Addiction policy. Addiction policy. Intent. Intent. You didn't tell me anything about yourself. You didn't tell me anything about yourself. Can I grow old? Can I grow old? I will be looking at him. I will be looking at him. I'm asking the prettiest girl in my class out. I'm asking the prettiest girl in my class out. Didn't it bother you afterwards? Didn't it bother you afterwards? What's your favorite food? What's your favorite food? They are not beauticians at night. They are not beauticians at night. You cannot be doing this. You cannot be doing this. The river was so rough that the boat capsized. The river was so rough that the boat capsized. Shouldn't I stay sometimes? Shouldn't I stay sometimes? I have a pack of socks. I have a pack of socks. Do you think it helps? Do you think it helps? I have a stone son. I have a stone son. Talks about it often. Talks about it often. You should try for 2 weeks. You should try for 2 weeks. Your wife owns the house. Your wife owns the house. The church was built in the 18th century. The church was built in the 18th century. Could you pass me the remote control, please? Could you pass me the remote control, please? He will start a new relationship. He will start a new relationship. I can start earlier. I can start earlier. We were waiting for the train to arrive at the station. We were waiting for the train to arrive at the station. Why don't you sit? Why don't you sit? After 3 nights they wouldn't be a base. After 3 nights they wouldn't be a base. Was his half-brother a baker? Was his half-brother a baker? Can we go? Can we go? They could sell. They could sell. Everything seems to be going wrong. Everything seems to be going wrong. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Where is my phone? Where is my phone? He shouldn't be directing every week. He shouldn't be directing every week. Doesn't it disappear at dawn? Doesn't it disappear at dawn? Our grandchildren are foremen. Our grandchildren are foremen. Was her sister a scavenger? Was her sister a scavenger? That rain. That rain. Can we race after 2 nights? Can we race after 2 nights? It is compared 1 night later. It is compared 1 night later. How many sisters and how many brothers do you have? How many sisters and how many brothers do you have? Can't weld right away? Can't weld right away? Your mother asked me to take care of you. Your mother asked me to take care of you. If you want to improve your English, you should study vocabulary. If you want to improve your English, you should study vocabulary. Cannot always test. Cannot always test. Can he analyze at dawn? Can he analyze at dawn? How to say hello in English. How to say hello in English. They will worry. They will worry. What does it usually cost? What does it usually cost? Forbidden. Forbidden. I'm not a criminal, I'm just curious. I'm not a criminal, I'm just curious. Could he replace it? Could he replace it? Shouldn't we guarantee 5 midnight later? Shouldn't we guarantee 5 midnight later? Can you describe your symptoms to me? Can you describe your symptoms to me? Don't you need to be seen? Don't you need to be seen? He came to Turkey. He came to Turkey. After 2 weeks I wouldn't force it. After 2 weeks I wouldn't force it. You would be an ambassador at dawn. You would be an ambassador at dawn. We've been studying for our exam all weekend. We've been studying for our exam all weekend. Produced the day before. Produced the day before. I'm always hungry and I can't help it. I'm always hungry and I can't help it. Can you meet? Can you meet? I do not continue. I do not continue. I like dancing. I like dancing. Can they reproduce? Can they reproduce? His grandson was a diver. His grandson was a diver. Will he not ride? Will he not ride? Wouldn't we challenge? Wouldn't we challenge? Will be collected on a weekly basis. Will be collected on a weekly basis. Your grandson was a foreman. Your grandson was a foreman. Couldn't he be a psychiatrist last year? Couldn't he be a psychiatrist last year? His stepdaughter is an industrialist. His stepdaughter is an industrialist. Sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. Sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. They live in the house in my building. They live in the house in my building. Was your nephew a dermatologist? Was your nephew a dermatologist? The doctor ordered some physical therapy for you. The doctor ordered some physical therapy for you. Both sides have valid points. Both sides have valid points. I don't want to lose my machine for many things. I don't want to lose my machine for many things. The equipment was very busy and it was very difficult to escape. The equipment was very busy and it was very difficult to escape. I will be there soon. I will be there soon. Are our grandchildren truckers? Are our grandchildren truckers? Shall I make you a latte or cappuccino? Shall I make you a latte or cappuccino? Number 3 is also solved. Number 3 is also solved. Will it be fixed soon? Will it be fixed soon? I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Aren't we the announcers then? Aren't we the announcers then? I'm in the room on the other side of the house. I'm in the room on the other side of the house. I could run. I could run. Was her stepdaughter a golfer? Was her stepdaughter a golfer? What can I get for you? What can I get for you? I have to command later at midnight. I have to command later at midnight. Would it bloom at noon? Would it bloom at noon? Her stepdaughter was a reporter. Her stepdaughter was a reporter. I'm not sure I can help you. I'm not sure I can help you. I have to go now. I have to go now. Pushing 10 years. Pushing 10 years. I see your sister. I see your sister. I have been working at school for 6 hours. I have been working at school for 6 hours. Does it attack after 3 seconds? Does it attack after 3 seconds? Can you win in the nighttime? Can you win in the nighttime? We didn't become songwriters afterwards. We didn't become songwriters afterwards. Is my husband a cook? Is my husband a cook? I go to the gym to exercise. I go to the gym to exercise. Oh, I know what girls like. Oh, I know what girls like. Should I go to forensics after 3 years? Should I go to forensics after 3 years? We'll add it right away. We'll add it right away. I need to do some shopping. I need to do some shopping. Company management is responsible for this decision. Company management is responsible for this decision. I am reading a book. I am reading a book. Is your stepmother an actress? Is your stepmother an actress? It's okay, I'll find something. It's okay, I'll find something. I don't want to lose a lot of my stuff for magazines. I don't want to lose a lot of my stuff for magazines. Do you want to say something? Do you want to say something? Infrastructure. Infrastructure. Wouldn't I be a fashion designer for 5 afternoons? Wouldn't I be a fashion designer for 5 afternoons? You have to give an account of what happened. You have to give an account of what happened. I hope you are having a good day. I hope you are having a good day. You immediately became a paramedic. You immediately became a paramedic. Can think sooner. Can think sooner. Was their mother a rapper? Was their mother a rapper? Our relatives are concierges. Our relatives are concierges. I've been studying all night for my exam. I've been studying all night for my exam. His stepdaughters were housewives. His stepdaughters were housewives. Doesn't it go to the notary in 3 seconds? Doesn't it go to the notary in 3 seconds? The movie was great and I can't wait to watch it again. The movie was great and I can't wait to watch it again. Will it fail after 1 day? Will it fail after 1 day? Don't we estimate yearly? Don't we estimate yearly? The surgeon will be here to talk to you before the procedure. The surgeon will be here to talk to you before the procedure. I wouldn't be an artist at 3 o'clock after midnight. I wouldn't be an artist at 3 o'clock after midnight. Should not be suppressed at sunset. Should not be suppressed at sunset. I ate some chocolate for dessert. I ate some chocolate for dessert. I was a little sick last night. I was a little sick last night. Didn't he protect 1 minute ago? Didn't he protect 1 minute ago? Was your brother a baker? Was your brother a baker? I speak good English now. I speak good English now. That manager 1 evening later? That manager 1 evening later? He will eat in 3 centuries. He will eat in 3 centuries. Can we let you know next year? Can we let you know next year? I went to the bridge yesterday. I went to the bridge yesterday. Is your nephew a waiter? Is your nephew a waiter? I was leaving. I was leaving. Can they appreciate? Can they appreciate? It should improve after 2 weeks. It should improve after 2 weeks. They visited Australia twice. They visited Australia twice. You will soon be a manager. You will soon be a manager. Beneath the layers of dirt is a treasure. Beneath the layers of dirt is a treasure. Can he handle it at sunset? Can he handle it at sunset? Listening and speaking. Listening and speaking. I have a flat set of sticks. I have a flat set of sticks. I need to change my oil. I need to change my oil. I am working as an administrator. I am working as an administrator. There is a risk of getting lost. There is a risk of getting lost. Was our grandmother the owner? Was our grandmother the owner? I prefer your food. I prefer your food. Could you pass me the salt, please? Could you pass me the salt, please? Couldn't they catch up a century ago? Couldn't they catch up a century ago? This is a book. This is a book. My children are getting a good education. My children are getting a good education. Consistency. Consistency. Can you give more information about the product? Can you give more information about the product? Later. Later. Are you organized? Are you organized? Wouldn't the banker be 10 years? Wouldn't the banker be 10 years? Aren't they supposed to meet in 4 minutes? Aren't they supposed to meet in 4 minutes? It doesn't appear every week. It doesn't appear every week. I think too. I think too. May not be analyzed annually. May not be analyzed annually. They can always connect. They can always connect. Fake. Fake. I'm going to the library to get some books for my research. I'm going to the library to get some books for my research. Does he forget every month? Does he forget every month? Can I catch? Can I catch? What is he doing? What is he doing? Before we get started, let's get to our agenda. Before we get started, let's get to our agenda. Couldn't he be a psychiatrist last year? Couldn't he be a psychiatrist last year? Hiking in the mountains is my favorite. Hiking in the mountains is my favorite. Never an editor? Never an editor? Covering. Covering. Can you take care of it now? Can you take care of it now? Were their grandmother's agents? Were their grandmother's agents? There has been a lot of growth in the tech industry. There has been a lot of growth in the tech industry. Is that how you pronounce it? Is that how you pronounce it? I am manager. I am manager. Should I include it sometimes? Should I include it sometimes? Can never clear. Can never clear. 2 afternoons not electrician. 2 afternoons not electrician. Your wife was a physicist. Your wife was a physicist. Our grandson is the judge. Our grandson is the judge. Extends next year. Extends next year. My grandfather was a founder. My grandfather was a founder. I was working 2 years later. I was working 2 years later. We are going to school. We are going to school. They seldom industrialized. They seldom industrialized. After one night we have to make a dietitian. After one night we have to make a dietitian. We immediately became pipe layers. We immediately became pipe layers. They were jogging in the park when they ran into an old friend. They were jogging in the park when they ran into an old friend. After a century, they become journeymen. After a century, they become journeymen. Can we finish this by the end of the day? Can we finish this by the end of the day? I don't have any pencils in my backpack. I don't have any pencils in my backpack. You should rarely stop. You should rarely stop. Would not remember. Would not remember. May not buy after a year. May not buy after a year. Should you laugh weekly? Should you laugh weekly? We'll add it right away. We'll add it right away. One I have a couple of dies. One I have a couple of dies. Do they become traders after a year? Do they become traders after a year? Responsible. Responsible. Get out of here. Get out of here. He would become a manager one day. He would become a manager one day. We didn't pay every day. We didn't pay every day. I have to request one later in the morning. I have to request one later in the morning. Why don't you sit? Why don't you sit? Can't it sink? Can't it sink? Can't they assume? Can't they assume? Could he have been a psychiatrist 5 centuries ago? Could he have been a psychiatrist 5 centuries ago? Wasn't he the advertiser next year? Wasn't he the advertiser next year? May not be a monthly monk. May not be a monthly monk. We won't like it. We won't like it. Got rich. Got rich. Well, you learn from your mistake. Well, you learn from your mistake. Will they never be receptionists? Will they never be receptionists? I like fresh bread. I like fresh bread. You should be rude to your elders. You should be rude to your elders. Sweat. Sweat. Something happened tonight. We have to go. Something happened tonight. We have to go. There were different opinions within the group. There were different opinions within the group. My mother was a great cook. My mother was a great cook. By the end of the year I will have learned to play the guitar. By the end of the year I will have learned to play the guitar. Should be limited to a weekly basis. should be limited to a weekly basis. I will be here to answer all your questions. I will be here to answer all your questions. Announced. Announced. The developer would be 10 years. The developer would be 10 years. He swam in the pool. He swam in the pool. I can't deny that I'm feeling a little depressed. I can't deny that I'm feeling a little depressed. You didn't plan at dusk. You didn't plan at dusk. Not behaving occasionally. Not behaving occasionally. Can't get on after 4 seconds? Can't get on after 4 seconds? Can't always analyze? Can't always analyze? Your children are lawyers. Your children are lawyers. The nurse will be with you every hour to check on you. The nurse will be with you every hour to check on you. She is a yearly fashion designer. She is a yearly fashion designer. He doesn't eat until his food is cold. He doesn't eat until his food is cold. Could attack every year. Could attack every year. My teacher was Iranian. My teacher was Iranian. Do we behave? Do we behave? I looked at 2 different issues today. I looked at 2 different issues today. Would check later. Would check later. Were your relatives florists? Were your relatives florists? Did not answer soon. Did not answer soon. After 3 nights they wouldn't be a base. After 3 nights they wouldn't be a base. We have to be receptionists often. We have to be receptionists often. Will it be fixed soon? Will it be fixed soon? Isn't he normally a foreman? Isn't he normally a foreman? You should get well soon. You should get well soon. Can it follow 3 hours ago? Can it follow 3 hours ago? Should you attend this meeting? Should you attend this meeting? I know. I know. May not feel it occasionally. May not feel it occasionally. I'm going out to dinner with my friends. I'm going out to dinner with my friends. I'm not a banker at sunrise. I'm not a banker at sunrise. Failed every year. Failed every year. Can I offer you a spare? Can I offer you a spare? Can't I think? Can't I think? Confusion matrix. Confusion matrix. They will play football in the park later today. They will play football in the park later today. It was finalized 3 weeks ago. It was finalized 3 weeks ago. I can't believe it's December already. Time really flies when you're having fun. I can't believe it's December already. Time really flies when you're having fun. Maybe Tommy or John would like to say something. Maybe Tommy or John would like to say something. He will travel to France next year. He will travel to France next year. I put my phone in my bag. I put my phone in my bag. Must vote occasionally. Must vote occasionally. After 5 nights we would calculate. After 5 nights we would calculate. Is your stepbrother the governor? Is your stepbrother the governor? Will I weld occasionally? Will I weld occasionally? He goes to the park for a picnic. He goes to the park for a picnic.